Man in a Moat was released in 2017 and produced and directed by Ramona Diaz. This 90-minute documentary film of the Favela Maternity Hospital in Manila, Philippines, provides a look into the stories of mothers as they cycle into favela pregnant and cycle out with family planning decisions and a newborn baby. Motherland is an attempt by Diaz, herself a Filipino citizen, to advocate for and bring attention to reproductive justice, maternal health care, and women's rights in the Philippines. Her presentation of Filipino mothers in the most biologically natural, yet most intimate state is crafted through a cinema verte lens. The audience feels the stress and uncertainty of the mother's future. They're frustrated, just as the hospital staff is, when a mother leaves favela, resistant to contraceptives and unable to provide for her children. The experiential storytelling in Motherland builds empathy in a human experience universally shared by all women and presents the reality of maternity care for the impoverished Filipino population. When Diaz set out to cover favela in 2011, the country was embroiled in debate over the reproductive health bill. This bill has been in the making since 2011 and has only been enacted this year. Catholics were arguing that the contraception this bill would make accessible to Filipino women was the equivalent of an abortion and a moral evil. Supporters of the RH bill took a more secular approach, preferring to view this bill as a confrontation of the unsustainable population growth and sexual illiteracy of the nation. The reproductive health bill would put policies into place that would affect the women in favela, women who have not received sexual education and have no means to afford contraceptives. Earlier this year, President Duterte, the current Philippine president, implemented an executive order to roll out the bill after being blocked by the Supreme Court. Diaz claims President Duterte has no impact on the creation and message of the documentary. Roughly 4/5 of Filipinos are Catholic, and 21% of the population is in poverty. The national debate concerning contraception and family planning is torn between ideology and reality. Diaz hints at a reality in which family planning is vital for impoverished Filipino families. Her message and opinion on the injustice of the maternal health care system can be found in the several shots of religious paraphernalia at darkly ironic timestamps. A teen mother refuses an IUD as per her mother's orders and comments, "Maybe next time," implying that her 7th visit to favela for childbirth will not be her last. These religious symbols are interjected into the timeline of mothers' stays at favela. They appear as if to say, look at these broken and weathered material representations of the religion mandating these people's lives and suffering. When a mother faces a real and dangerous situation, the camera looks to these figures, just as the mothers and their families look to faith for guidance in their decision-making. The direction choices in Motherland, not only the specific stories or shocking scenes, make the film effective. Just as the creative choice to convey a message about the role of Catholic religion in the lives of Filipino families and mothers, the camera angles and shots present an intensely intimate experience. The cinema verte documentation style follows the daily life of favela doctors and nurses and the anxious mothers passing in and out of their doors. The honest filming and direction allows the audience to experience everything. The cameras don't get involved in situations, they let them play out as we watch. Even when an ethical dilemma presents itself, a lost baby or an unexpected birth in the hallway, the crew does not get involved. However, it never feels as if we are intruding. All mothers and staff gave permission to be filmed, and when tensions were high, higher than giving birth, mothers knew that they could ask the camera crew to give them space. Explanatory, ever-present film style connects the world of women the audience may otherwise not have access to. Viewers may not share a language, lifestyle, or nationality with these mothers, but they do get to know them in an intimate way. The concept of motherhood and birth are as universal as a human experience gets for women. The film crew, capturing moments up close and in the distance of these mothers in an ongoing storyline and in one-time introductions, generate empathy among the audience. They're able to connect with the facial expressions that blatantly pass across their faces and are culturally shocked with the economic reality these women face. The audience struggles with the new mother of twins when she was only expecting one child and has no blanket or clothing for either. We walk through her thought process, see her go through her options, and consult her friends. In short, we feel the pain and hurt this mother feels. We understand her predicament without ever being in it ourselves. We begin to feel our head hurting with the incessant background track of screaming newborns. All of this made possible by Diaz, her filming, and slow and purposeful documentation.